and to try to make our country and this world a better place. So every time I stand with my hand over my heart, looking at that flag and singing the national anthem, that's what I think about.
Well, not long after, as expected, reactions started pouring in. LeBron James tweeting, "Wow, man, is it still surprising at this point? Sure isn't. You literally still don't understand why Cap was kneeling on one knee. Has absolutely nothing to do with the disrespect of the flag and our soldiers, men and women who keep our land free. My father-in-law was one of those men who fought as well for this country. I asked him questions about it and thank him all the time for his commitment. He never found Cap's peaceful protest offensive because he and I both know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. God bless you." Well, there was also a lot of reaction within the NFL. This from Aaron Rodgers. "A few years ago, we were criticized for locking arms in solidarity before the game. It has never been about an anthem or a flag. Not then, not now. Listen with an open heart. Let's educate ourselves and then turn word and thought into action." Greg, I'll start with you. What was your reaction to how all of this unfolded yesterday?
Well, before I give my reaction, kudos to Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, we know LeBron's stance, and he's always been outspoken, but kudos to Aaron Rodgers because this is a topic that is uncomfortable. This is a topic that not everyone feels like they should have a say or should say anything. So kudos for him for actually saying something and supporting what we're talking about, the actual cause. Now to my response. My response was like, wow. And two words come to mind: callous and selfish, period. I'm not here to defend Drew Brees. What Drew Brees said was simply callous and selfish. And why do I say that? Because in his comments, when he talks about what the flag means to him and what he sees when he stands up and honors the flag, that's cool. That's fine. But that's not what we're talking about right now, Drew. We're talking about the injustices. Tell me what you see and what you saw when you watched the George Floyd murder. Tell me what you saw then. Tell me, did you see your grandfather fighting for that man? Because that's what essentially what was taking place, what you see, and you're telling me you saw your grandfather fighting for all of our freedom, for all of our justice, and that's not happening. That's the frustration. And when you hear someone who, and I'll put it in terms, in an analogy of swimming and drowning. Like, here it is, you have Drew Brees standing on dry land, and I am drowning. You see me in the water, I'm drowning. This is not the time for me to be asked, well, can you get out? No, I can't. Not right now, I can't. But I see you, and even if you can't swim, Drew, throw something in the water to help me. That's all we're asking. I just need your cognitive empathy. I don't need the compassion and the emotional, just cognitive. Just try to understand my plight, period. That's all anyone can ask of someone who is not understanding fully of what the plight is of the Black community and the Black man specifically. Drew, you got to do better. And the timing and the insensitiveness that you've shown, it tells me all I need to know, what direction you're headed. And just like a game of sport, if it was the fourth quarter with less than a minute to go and he got into the huddle and Michael Thomas said, man, I quit, you and everybody in that huddle would look at Michael Thomas and say, what? Right now? You quit on me right now? You know the goal, we can still win. But it would not stop you from continuing to move forward. And that's my message to Drew Brees. Regardless if you get into alignment and you agree with the cause, it will not stop the change that has to be made in America, period.
Greg, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing. That was tremendous. Nick, I hope Drew Brees was listening to that. That was fantastic, Greg. And Nick, as you said Monday, you talked about there's tremendous value in people like Drew Brees to just simply listen. And I wanted to walk through 3 of his teammates' reactions, and the first is Malcolm Jenkins. If we could roll that tape, please.
What it stands for, if you don't understand